Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you through the Chief Assessors report for the research project. Chief Assessors reports are released every year by the SACE board, and they're intended to be able to help staff, teachers and students work out what to do and what not to do based on what people were successful with the year before, and also what they were not successful with the year before. So the Chief Assessors report for the research project is available through the subject mini site on the SACE board. This is available at the link that's below, but I'm also going to send you a copy of the Chief Assessors report that you can actually have a look through too. This is going to be divided up into different sections. I'm going to go through the general comments first. I'll then go through the different performance standards for the folio, and then after that the different performance standards for the outcome, and then the one for the evaluation. So there are a few of these. It's broken up to make it easier for you to be able to understand what's going on. So if you look at the screen in front of you, the Chief Assessors report is actually a document that's produced. It's not very exciting, and there's often a lot of information in there. To start off with, it has an overview, which is kind of not really all that interesting. What I think that you should look at though is at the bottom of this second page, the first page that has a lot of writing on it, it actually talks about what moderators think that kids didn't do particularly well in 2016, and in this case it's actually talking about students knowing the difference between validity, credibility and reliability of sources. So what they're saying is that students weren't able to show this in 2016, and therefore they should be showing this in 2017. So you can pretty much guarantee that this year they will be looking for this in your folio, your 10 pages that are sent away to the SACE board. So my suggestion would be that on those 10 pages for the sources that you're looking at, make sure you talk about credibility, reliability, and if you're doing a survey, validity. I would also be suggesting that you pay distinct attention to talking about ethics in this as well. There are concerns about capabilities not being spoken about all that often in the folio, and therefore if you're doing a research project, which you all are, you need to make sure that you explicitly show where the capabilities are being developed and how they're being developed. All right. If you don't understand what the capability is asking you for, ask your teacher, because they'll be able to help you. It's a good idea to show the development of the capability over the 10 pages that you hand up. All right. So that's the two things on the very first page. If we scroll down a little bit, what ends up being shown, sorry, this is just a little bit slow. What is being shown is about the question choice. So question choice is dependent on what you want to research. However, they've got a list of things that people did quite well last year. They've also said what kids didn't do quite so well with, or the types of questions that didn't lead to high grades. So what we're talking about is that you probably shouldn't answer the questions that are the dot points here that I'm about to highlight. These are the questions you should avoid seeking out, basically because they end up not having a very in-depth answer. It is hard to show research for them, and it's hard to present an idea or opinion about them. So if the question is already answerable, so if you already know yes or no, don't ask the question. If it's a question about that doesn't have a defined answer, so if it's a conspiracy theory, don't ask that question. It's really hard to find research on it. If you ask a really simple question, so you don't think about the time, the place, the people, then don't ask that question, and don't start a question with what is required. Ask how and why. So avoid those types of questions that I've just put that box around with the 4 dot points next to them. Also, make sure you're asking a question that's ethically stable. Don't ask a question that's going to require you to do an experiment on yourself or other people that's dangerous to your health in particular. Also avoid questions that are going to be hard for you to answer, if it's going to be emotionally hard for you to answer, or if it's one of those questions that is something that other people find sensitive about. So don't ask them questions about their mental health. That's probably not the best advice that I can give you. All right, so that's just the general comments of the SACE board. Now we're going to go on to the general comments of the folio.